I literally cannot believe that this is happening.
You may think you know.
And at the same time, we get this teaser? Now, this wasn't on my 2023 bucket list, okay? Nicolas Cage getting added to Dead by Daylight was never something that I thought was going to happen, okay? But I found out a couple weeks ago, like everyone else, and I was in utter shock. It also seemed to line up really well with a particular announcement of a teaser trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's, which everyone knew was coming. We've been getting hyped about it for a long time now, but these combination of things happening at one time, never could have called it, okay? So I was talking about this one night on stream playing Dead by Daylight, how I was excited but also weirded out by Nicolas Cage getting added. I mean, I'm gonna run him consistently. He's gonna be my new main. But I could have literally never figured this out. I never would have put this on any type of radar, bucket list, 23 bingo card, you name it. So when I was talking about this, someone also brought up the fact that there is a Nicolas Cage movie that is somewhat similar to Five Nights at Freddy's, and that is what we're going to be talking about today. We are talking about Willy's Wonderland, which I'm not going to spoil my review. That's a movie that I spent an hour and a half watching, not once, but twice. I've seen this twice in the last 3 weeks, and I don't think I'm going to watch it ever again. But here is my full non-spoiler review. There's going to be a little bit of spoiler at the end, so I'll put a time code there and full warning. But I hope you guys enjoy this review. Here we go. Movie feels like a fever dream, okay? This movie feels like someone watched Markiplier play all of Five Nights at Freddy, but always had it muted, while playing visual cleanup duty, while also really stoned, because this is an insane movie. I rewatched the trailer, and I watched it last night for the second time with my friends, and I still cannot believe that this is a movie that was made, okay? Also, Nicolas Cage, the main character, and what they probably spent most of this budget on, does not speak, okay? He has no lines, not even the groans that he makes while in pain or fighting get caught by the closed captioning, okay? This man, he just stares. He just stares, and he just, like, plays pinball, and he hangs out. He literally, at the beginning, before the setup of the movie happens, his car breaks down, and he has to get it towed by this man, and he's sitting in the tow truck, and this guy's talking to him, asking him questions, and he just goes. And then he puts his sunglasses back on, and then, like, he gets asked another question, and then he goes, puts his sunglasses back on, and I was like, so this is how this movie's gonna go? I was aware before I watched it that he did not speak, and I was like, there's no way, right? Like, they're memeing on me. There's no way. No, it's real. He doesn't speak. So this movie follows our main character, Nicolas Cage. He literally has no name. They refer to him as, like, a loner, I think, in, like, the About Me of the movie. Or I've seen videos of it called The Janitor. So, loner, janitor, I'm gonna call him Nicolas Cage. This movie follows Nicolas Cage. His car breaks down in this small town, and he can't get money to have it fixed. So, he makes a deal. He'll go and clean up Willy's Wonderland in exchange for having that man pay for his tires to be fixed so he can leave the next morning and be about his day. So, this movie feels like a lot of cleaning ASMR because he spends a lot of time cleaning, drinking weird energy drinks, and playing the Willy's Wonderland pinball machine, which is weirdly, like, in the kitchen. Like, I don't know if that's sanitary, but it's in the kitchen, like, in the corner. So he just cleans, you know, oh, it's time to take a break, goes and plays pinball, has an energy drink, continues cleaning, okay? That's the vibe of this movie. Oh, there's more. There also happens to be murderous animatronics that are there to kill him, but that doesn't feel like the main plot of this movie. The main plot of this movie is that this man's here to clean and get his car fixed, okay? He doesn't care about the murderous animatronics, okay? There's also a group of teenagers who are like, yeah, this place has a dark history. We gotta burn it to the ground. And they have names. I think one of them is named Liv. I think she's like the pack leader. There's also the police, and they're kind of there too. But this man is just really here to clean, okay? I can't tell you how insane this movie feels. I'm talking about it now and it feels insane. There also doesn't really, but outside of like, yeah, we are here to sacrifice you, there doesn't really feel to be a lot of like motive, okay? Or like coherent motive, I think is the better way to say it, because Nicolas Cage just cleans. He's like, oh, I have to murder this animatronic now. Snap, stab, put it in a bag, put it at the front door. Oh, I gotta go about my day. They kind of just let him do that, and then these group of teenagers come in and they're like, we have to save you, and he's just like, basically he's like, go away. But that's the entire like plot of this film. I will say a lot of the animatronics have like really kind of fun, like quippy, like lines that are kind of like, okay, that's cheesy, but like that's also kind of fun and funny. But like the one that I really didn't like, okay, I didn't like this movie, but I also liked this movie. Let this be clear, okay? This was a weird but fun experience, and I'm making merch based off of Willy's Wonderland t-shirts because let me tell you, that shirt, kind of fun. But the animatronics have personalities except Willy. Willy, the main bad of this movie, who they've set up to be the main bad of this film, has no personality. All of them, the rest of the animatronics, there's, I believe, 7 or 8 of them, have these funny, like, quippy lines. They have some attitude, some spunk. Willy says nothing and is really boring. He's had no personality. And I'm like, bro, there is a song, they do sing a lot. There's the happy birthday song. They do the head, shoulders, knees, and toes song at some point too. And I'm like, oh boy. But that's the entirety of this film, okay? That's the entirety of this. There's fun fights. There's a lot of weird backstory set up. There's a lot of weird. The teenagers are weird. Liv is the only one who has a coherent like idea. She's like, yeah, this happened, so I need to destroy this place. People are trying to stop her, and then Nicolas Cage is literally just there to clean. He will occasionally fight, and then back the pinball and energy drinks. And that's the entirety of this. I will say we're going to talk a little bit about spoilers here in a second. So time code there so you guys can skip this and go watch the movie and then come back because I got more thoughts to share, okay? I hope you enjoy. So, all of the animatronic fights, except for Willy's, I thought were really fun. Like, the gorilla in the bathroom was kind of funny. The siren actually ended up being, like, the big sleeper of this film. Like, I thought she ended up being kind of more the big bad than Willy. Because the Willy fight, let's be honest, is pretty disappointing in comparison. Yes, Willy kills the sheriff, but, like, besides that, everyone else had a lot of, like, kind of personality and quips and all the funny, like, one-liners. Willy just was boring, and I know that they're trying to mirror the main character not speaking versus Willy kind of not speaking, but, like, come on. You gotta, for the big bad, you gotta give Willy some fun one-liners. I think that would have made that fight feel so much better, okay? Also, I want to talk about the really weird sex scene, because I didn't like any of the teenagers, except for Liv, because they want you to care about Liv, but none of the teenagers I cared for, and I didn't like that the girlfriend from the get-go, because she just felt like a stereotypical, like, poorly written, like, mean girl. It was like someone watched Euphoria and was like, yeah, that's our character, and I was like, ugh. But then they go into, like, they split up and they're like, oh, this is where all of the murderers killed all themselves. And this is where they killed all the families. is it bad that it's turning me on right now? And I was like, stop. Stop. I know you just want to put a sex scene in this, but stop. And it just goes on for so long. And they're like, oh, what's that animatronic? Is it moving? And like, I'm like, isn't that why you guys are here? Like, isn't that why you guys are stuck in this room? You know that the animatronics are evil, and you know that they're murdering people, but you're just like, yeah, man, I gotta get my rocks off. But, like, that thing's gonna probably murder us. And let's be clear. They do get murdered, okay? And I was like, oh come on. And it's just, like, the ending, I couldn't sit through it. I was like, okay, so they're just gonna walk away. The siren killing the techs and the tow truck driver, though, was fun. That's why the siren ended up being, like, the big bad, okay? Willy was just a showpiece. The siren is actually the main villain of this movie, okay? Also, the two very drawn-out, like, backstory scenes, like, the one from Liv telling Nicolas Cage, like, yeah, man, this place has a dark history. And then the sheriff who has been, like, watching over Liv since her parents got murdered, that long drawn-out scene, too, I was like, man, they really need to fill dialogue, huh? Because, like, these are really long, and they tell the same thing just from a different perspective, and I'm like, you're telling the same thing. Oh, we had to do it to save the town. And I was like, okay. Also, the sheriff at the end being like, I couldn't see anything bad happening to this girl, versus the beginning of the movie where she literally handcuffs her to a radiator and was like, here, piss in a bucket, eat these chips. I'm like, this doesn't feel real. Like, this doesn't feel like you actually care about this character. They just needed you to think that we cared about this character because her dying towards the end has a little bit more, But, like, Liv doesn't seem phased. Liv just gets in the car with Nicolas Cage and is like, I'm out of here, okay? Also, the fact that Nicolas Cage is so unionized that he's like, I'm going to go take my 15-minute break now. I'll be right back to go play pinball and drink an energy drink before he continues doing anything else was really funny and also so stupid at the same time. Like, I was like, oh yeah, man, he's gotta go take his 15-minute break. He'll be right back. So that's my spoiler review of it and some of, like, the more detailed stuff because I couldn't not talk about these things, okay? Because I could not believe any of this. I made notes before I did this review, and literally my notes are like, these teenagers, they're just gonna have sex here, of all places? And I was like, I couldn't not talk about it. We have come to my favorite part of the video, which is this movie worth watching? And the answer I've come to, no. Okay? If you are looking for something to watch and you're alone, turn on anything else, okay? You'll have more fun watching probably literally anything else. If you're with a group of friends and you're on Discord or, like, in person, stuff like that, I think you could have a lot of fun with it, mostly because you're going to be able to meme and crack jokes with people about it. Not because you're all going to be really enthralled in the movie, it's because you're going to be with your friends watching a movie that you can crack a lot of funny jokes about, because there's a lot of funny things to make fun of in this movie, okay? The fact that Nicolas Cage decided that he wanted no dialogue in this movie because he thought it would be a fun acting challenge is grounds for making jokes, okay? It is a good time because I watched it with my friends and I got to make jokes about scenes, have them react to it, stuff like that. So, in that aspect, maybe watch it. If you're alone, no. Okay? Literally, watch anything else. I promise you'll have a better time. The next movie we're going to be talking about is Banana Splits, which I'm going to watch this week. And apparently, it's been recommended to me that it has the same vibe as Willy's Wonderland. So I think we're in for a doozy. So stay tuned for that. I think that's going to come out next week. Hopefully. I'm hopefully getting back into the grind of making YouTube videos every week. So I hope you enjoy. But for now, have a good one. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!